Hello, Misfits, and welcome to the world of Aurelia. This is the Misfit Adventurers podcast, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast where our group of friends sit around and play one of our favorite games set in our own homebrew setting of Aurelia. I am the Dungeon Master, Amanda, and I hope that you will join us and enjoy the story we have to offer. Okay. Dope. The last time we were all together, the newly named Yo-Ho-Hos set out for Edgewater Landing. And on your journey, you spotted about 2 different times, I believe, what is believed to be the Ouroboros, supposedly Bloody Jack's ship, off in the distance. It appears to be traveling the same direction as you guys, going north. It's been kept at a distance, but it's shown up a couple times nonetheless. Isla has been kind of keeping an eye out with Vice, who likes to hang out in the crow's nest. And you guys have also sort of helped avoid some potential problems. There was a storm that you guys were pretty crucial in helping the crew manage, and you also kind of squashed a crew conflict that arose between the ship's cook and another one of the crewmates. Overall, almost 4 days have passed in this week-long journey to Edgewater. It's currently the 4th day, and the last thing that happened was y'all saw Isla saw the ship in the distance and just told Captain Alice about it. So that's where we left off. And we will start right there. So Alice will hear you whisper to her that you spot the ship. And she kind of gives you a curt nod and kind of immediately goes to the helm to start moving the ship, adjusting its course slightly. Now, I do believe nobody else among the group knows that this has happened, because Isla was kind of hush-hush about it.
I rolled a good deception check, too.
So, Molly. Well, what's the goal?
I think I will actually go over to the group, though, and be like, hey, I just wanted to keep it quiet. I didn't want to alarm anyone, but I feel like y'all should know. I definitely spotted Bloody Jack's ship again. I just don't want everyone to freak out. I told the captain. But I want to make sure that y'all are also on your guard and aware as well. So I'm going to go back up to the crow's nest, see what I can see, make sure we're getting away. and I will head up.
All right. Vice is up there. Great. Think they're moving the ship. Here. Why don't you take the spyglass? You keep an eye on it.
I will nod.
So he sort of hands you the spyglass, and the ship starts to sort of veer just ever so slightly westward. Kind of keeping probably as close to the shore as it can allow as it continues northward. And why don't you give me another perception as you're watching?
Let me get my dice.
And roll with advantage because you're using the spyglass. Ice.
Okay. Skills, perception, 14.
14. You peer through the spyglass and keep an eye out. And as the ship makes its adjustments, it seems like the Ouroboros, that small dot on the horizon, gets further away to the point where it kind of disappears over the horizon.
Good. Is there any way I can signal to Vice that it's all clear?
Vice, who's standing next to you. That Vice.
Oh, he's still next to me. Okay, never mind. I thought he gave it to me because he was going to do something. Sorry. I'll be like, well, looks like we've gotten away again. It's off in the distance. I can't see it anymore.
Well, I guess that's good. Why are they... I mean, we've seen them twice now.
I know.
What do we have that they want?
That I don't know.
I'm trying to decide, should I make you roll for that?
I mean, I don't know for sure.
Make a persuasion roll.
Persuasion?
Or deception, whichever one you want to choose.
I don't know for sure, so it's gotta be persuasion.
Gotta be.
15.
Okay. He sort of nods. Man, it just doesn't make much sense. Oh well, we'll just do what we can. Hopefully we'll get to Edgewater before they get any closer.
I hope so.
What about the rest of you guys? Is there anything else you guys would be doing during the day today? Just chillaxing? I forget who... I think Casey, you rolled last, which means as we go into the night, Caroline, will you roll a d20 for me?
Yeah. Let me... Oh. I'll use my one little baggie of dice. Oh, this is embarrassing. Okay. 15.
15. All right. The night passes without issue, and we move into the 5th day. So, Benji, roll a d20 for me.
All right. $16.
16. All right. Seems like a nice, clear day. Is anybody doing anything today at all? If not, we will move on to the evening. Very chatty. Good job. All right. Then let's move on to the evening. MJ, roll a d20 for me.
Oh, perfect. 16.
16. Another calm night. So, day 6. I would say, because now we operate under the understanding that you guys are checking your coins like every day. They've been unchanged this whole time, so just keep that in mind. All right, the 6th day, Joe, roll a d20 for me.
A 1.
A 1.
Great time to get rid of my nat ones.
Yep, fortunately.
Unless it's not.
Fortunately,
Yeah,
here,
we'll see about that.
low rolls are nice, so the day seems to be going by without issue. We move into the night. And Biggs, why don't you roll a d20?
A nat 1.
And that 1.
Quit copying me.
I'm not. I will say, Amanda, your dice is rolling a lot worse tonight.
Good. But it's pretty though, right? All right. We're coming up on day 7. Kind of the last day. Casey, will you roll a d20?
Sure. 3.
3. Very nice. All right. Day 7. Because the past few days have been so clear, you guys are making pretty good time. And during these past couple of days, you have not seen the ship appear again on the horizon, much to everybody's joy. About midday, maybe early afternoon, you guys spot Edgewater Landing approaching, and seems like you are actually going to arrive at your destination. So as the Howstar approaches Edgewater Landing, you instantly recognize that this port is nothing like Glad Isle Wharf, which brings you nothing but relief. You see a city of buildings made of stucco and stone, painted in shades of yellows, oranges, pinks, and blues. This port is far larger than the last and seems teeming with life and the hustle and bustle of sailors and merchants coming and going. You guys dock and are able to depart your ship. Arthok kind of sidles up next to you guys. Well, you know, I was afraid we'd never get here, but seems we had pretty smooth sailing those last few days.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Again, I should say, it's been a pleasure spending time with you guys. I'm awfully glad I fished you out when I did. Hopefully I can get some sort of navigation job here in town. But I wish you luck. Perhaps we'll cross paths again, but I'll be hanging around for, well, until I get a job. I guess if you ever need me, don't hesitate to reach out.
We'll be glad to. And I'll like hold out and shake his
Yeah,
hand.
absolutely. He gives you a hearty handshake and kind of gets his things together and leaves the ship. The crew are starting to be quick to unload and all that stuff. Captain Alice will sort of shake y'all's hand and pull you aside, Isla. Thanks for your keen eyes and your words of warning. I think that was quite helpful on the voyage, so I appreciate it.
I was glad to help out.
Of course. And Vice will shake your hand. Hey, it was nice getting to know you. You got some pretty sharp eyes there.
Well, it was good to get to know you too. And you showed me how to use a spyglass. That's pretty neat.
You know what? Why don't you keep it?
Oh, thanks, Vice.
Yeah. I've got a few extras, so it's not that big a deal. So, you know.
Can I make an insight check on
Yeah,
him?
absolutely.
17.
17. He might be like kind of hitting on you just a little bit.
Well, Vice, if you ever want to keep in touch, you can send me letters. I'm not sure where we'll be, but
How do I if you don't know where you're gonna be, how do I send you letters?
I don't really know.
Okay. He suddenly looks
I'm sure
very
we'll see each other
disappointed.
again, though. Well, at least we'll be in Edgewater for a while, at least. So,
Oh,
is my guess.
okay. Well, catch you later. He's awkwardly walks away.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
All right, you are in Edgewater. What do you want to do? Make your way to the town square?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I like to kind of listen for conversations. I'm keeping an ear out for anything about the omniscient or what were other people looking for, the informant or something, right?
The lore keeper.
The lore keeper. That's what it is.
Okay.
I'd like to just listen for chatter.
give me a perception check as you're keeping an ear out.
19.
19. You definitely catch a few bits of chatter here and there. You hear some people talking about some place called Harmony Hall. Seems to be a museum of some kind. It seems like a lot of people are talking about how it's a shame that the museum is going bankrupt. You hear some other idle chit-chat about a ship that appears to have gone missing recently, off the coast of Braylock. Sorry. You hear somebody talking about a Lord Albrecht that is supposedly heading to Edgewater soon. And people seem to wonder if he's as handsome as the rumors suggest.
Ooh.
Ooh. You also hear a lot of people talking about fortune's favored. They are, if the gossip is to believe, they are the best and most skilled adventuring party in the realm. And they might even grow to become as strong as the Mythic Six.
We'll see about that.
Nah, it's gonna be the yo-ho-hos.
Clearly. And one last thing, you hear some people talking about a Lord Adrillis that is steadily becoming the wealthiest man in Pella's Shore. And it's a shame he's been so unlucky despite his wealth. So that's some of the gossip that you hear. And as y'all are kind of listening to this, you're sort of walking into town and seem to approach what's probably the town square. Edgewater's town square is everything a town square should be. Bustling food stalls, town criers, an overpopulated notice board, flower peddlers, the odd music of multiple taverns bleeding together in the streets, and at its center, a large fountain. The fountain itself is made of carved white marble. In the center is an obelisk with statues of 4 great gods positioned at each of its sides: Mistra, Melora, the Raven Queen, and Bahamut. They each have their hands extended outward, allowing the fountain's water to pour out of their open palms.
Sounds pretty.
Yeah.
I bet we could find where to find one of these people in a tavern. We could ask around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said there's multiple taverns around?
There's multiple
I'm always
taverns. There's
willing to listen in.
one. Sorry, what? Yeah, there's a couple of taverns. There's one behind. Looks like there's one that's kind of behind the notice board in the square.
What's it called? I'm curious.
This one is called Lofty Sails. One of the buildings that seems to be the main focus of the town square is a large white stucco building with vibrant blue domed roofs. White and gold banners are draped from the upper terraces, displaying the name Lofty Sails, Luxury Inn, Restaurant, and Spa.
Ooh, luxury.
This is gonna be our onsen episode.
Is there a seedier place?
Is there a seating place? Well, tucked into an alley, branching off of the town square, is a borderline dilapidated building that might suit the might suit your needs a little better. You hear boisterous music and the thick smell of alcohol pouring out of every door and window of this 3-story lopsided tavern. A wooden sign carved to look like a sloshing tankard of ale hangs above the door. The sign reads, "The Drunken Sailor."
Hey y'all, I think this might be more of our scene.
Cool.
Let's go.
Sure, you can head to the Drunken Sailor. The inside is just as cramped as the outside looked, with pretty much all the patrons knocking elbows with each other. But it's a pretty lively place. Everybody seems pretty happy.
Are there any interesting patrons? Or do I overhear any interesting conversations?
Give me a perception check.
Can I listen also?
Sure.
I got a 15, I think.
I got an 18.
I'd like to as well.
Go for it.
With an 18.
My 18s noticed that at the bar is an individual that seems to be getting a lot of attention from some of the people in the tavern. Sort of a cheerful man in his maybe mid-30s. He sort of has kind of suntanned skin and weirdly almost like a subdued pinkish purple colored hair, like almost mauve tone hair. And he seems to be having a grand old time chatting with people around him.
Does anyone around him address him by name? Like, can I pick up what his name is?
I'll say with your 18, you seem to, seems like most people call him Ren.
Okay. Sorry, I'm taking notes.
Did you say
R-E-N or W-R-E-N?
R-E-N?
Okay.
Listening to his conversation, he's talking mostly about the museum. He seems to be talking about how awesome the place is and how much it really needs support. And it seems like he's kind of trying to work up the crowd and sort of gain their interest. Y'all just gonna stand there? Or are you gonna talk to him?
Well, I don't hear this, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and scooch over. I want to scooch over and listen exactly what he's saying in the crowd.
He's saying things like, no, you guys don't understand. We really need to support Harmony Hall. I mean, this is the single largest collection of Aurelian antiquities in all the realm. I mean, where else are you going to find the complete collection of the tomes of Dragonkind? Literally nowhere else. This is the place. So please, if you could just donate, it would really mean a lot to everybody that works there at the museum.
The complete tomes? I don't say this. Out of character. Isn't that impossible because Ash banished?
Orbs, not the tomes, right?
Y'all banish the orbs.
Yeah, the orbs, not the tomes.
The orbs, not the tomes. Okay. I was sitting here, I'm like, didn't Ash? How is that possible?
This is a fake
Just
museum.
the Dragon Balls, but not the
Yes.
books.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go up and say, all the tomes of Dragonkind? Oh my goodness, that's kind of crazy.
I know, right? Isn't that pretty cool? I mean, have you seen them yet? You should. I could show you
No,
around.
we just pulled up on town. I mean.
Oh, newbies, of course. Well, welcome to Edgewater. My name's Rin. Maybe I could give you a tour. You looking for anything in particular?
Ooh. Actually, yes. I'm trying to find the lore keeper.
The lore keeper. Of course. Well, I know exactly where he is, so I could show you around. Anybody else looking for anybody? Just
Can I make an
curious.
insight check?
Oh yeah, for sure.
On
Yeah, I
that?
was about to insight.
Yeah, me too.
Another 18.
Another 18.
19.
18, 19, 12. It doesn't seem like he's being disingenuous about knowing who the lore keeper is. Claudia, it just seems like there's something else about this that he finds funny, but he seems to genuinely know who the lore keeper is. All right, so you're looking for the lore keeper. Is anybody else looking for anything or anybody?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm also. Oh,
I've
you
heard
go
of a
first.
tinkerer in Edgewater who might know some stuff about magical artifacts.
Great. Okay.
So if you know who that is, that'd be great.
I do. I'm pretty plugged in town. So
So, who are you? Why, Mr. Wren, do you know all these people?
you guys really aren't from around here, are you?
No, sir, we're not.
Nope.
Nope.
Ooh.
Look, just let me enjoy this moment of not being recognized for a second, and let me
Oh my
show you
gosh.
around.
Don't tell me.
Okay.
The person we're looking for.
Oh, no, not me. Trust me. You'll understand when you meet these people that you're looking for. Follow me. And he leans over across the bar. Sally, put it on my tab, and gets up and leads you out of the tavern.
Once we're out of the tavern, I'd like to mention that I'm looking for the omniscient. I'm going to say, hey, so I'm also looking for another person. I'm not sure, if they're like on the up and up, but they're the one person I was told about, the omniscient.
The omniscient. I can help you as well. Fortunately for you guys, everybody you're looking for is up at Harmony Hall, so you cool with a little walking tour?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very convenient.
Any chance there's someone named Max at Harmony Home?
Yeah, and there's pretty big
Perfect.
chance.
Perfect.
Are they all the same person?
Shh. Don't spoil the fun, okay?
As we walk to Harmony Hall, can I take like a cursory glance at the notice board just as we walk by?
Absolutely.
Same.
Just a really quick glance, or are you gonna
Just a quick glance.
Okay.
Also
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Please. 19.
I rolled a
19.
19 for a 22.
Wow. There are several things on the notice board. One of the biggest and one of the newer flyers says, Harmony Hall in need of help. Harmony Hall, Edgewater's very own museum, is in financial peril and needs your support. Please consider making a donation to keep your local landmarks doors open. There's a second smaller flyer, kind of tucked away to the side, that says, if coin is your aim and you have a penchant for traveling, seek out the Red Gardener in the place where tenants are always arriving but never leaving.
That sounds cryptic and morbid.
Right. There's another corner of the notice board that says, Wanted, Rorin Cananthry, half-elven, female, slight build, age 15 to 20, height 5 to 5'5", eyes dark, skin very pale, hair fair. And then underneath it says, if found, bring to the authorities alive to collect a reward for 10,000 gold.
What was that name again?
Rorin Cananthry.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
There's another flyer that says, if you have any information regarding the disappearance of the oleander, please speak to a marine clerk at the Port Authority office. And then the last flyer says, "Attention! Half-off family meals at the Siren's Slumber. Offer good for the months of Fira through Ein."
That's the one I point to.
Okay, I do have a request. Can you repeat? I got the if coin is your aim and you have a penchant for traveling, seek out the Red Gardener at the place. And
I
then
will-
that's
I'm
where.
gonna put it
Where
into
tenants
chat.
are always arriving and never leaving.
Okay, I said always coming and going? Question mark.
Yeah.
No, arriving but never leaving, i.e.
That sounds like a
Morbid.
graveyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
Disappearance of it was
Yeah,
Oleander
wow.
that disappeared.
The Oleander.
Yeah,
technically.
absolutely the elf thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Benji. There's no way that's not a grave digger. It's fine.
Or a grave robber.
Yeah.
Oh.
Travel, work for a necromancer.
Mm.
MJ was like, "Yeah, no, fuck that, I'm out." There you go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right. But
As we're
continue.
walking,
Yeah.
Can I talk to Ren and say, hey, so this Oleander, this ship that disappeared, is there any information on how it disappeared? Like, did it get sucked up by the waves? Did it get like? And he can interrupt.
Yeah, I've heard about this ship. It seems like that's kind of the problem. People don't really know what happened to it. It just never arrived where it was supposed to. And, nobody knows what happened. Nobody can find any evidence of a wreck. And, like, where it was, there weren't reports of storms. So, that's kind of a big
Asked
mystery.
the DM. Was that our ship initially?
No,
No, we were the
y'all were on the
Acteon.
Acteon.
Okay.
So I'm
couldn't
gonna say
remember.
that situation sounds disturbingly familiar.
Disturbingly familiar. What do you mean?
We can fill you in a little bit. We kind of were all on a ship, and a similar thing happened.
Now
The
you guys are
Acteon.
far more interesting than I initially thought.
Gee, thanks.
I mean,
I don't mean that like. Sorry.
you could have just. I mean,
I was interested. I love seeing new people in Edgewater, but now it's like there's like a whole mystery thing about you guys. That's pretty cool.
well,
Are you your own sort of adventuring group? You kind of have that look about you.
Revan kind of rolls.
Yeah, we're
his
called the
eyes.
Yo-Ho-Hos. We're a fun
Yo
time.
ho hos! That's awesome. My
Sure.
wife would hate that, but I love it.
Amanda is like dying saying that.
You're married.
That's great.
That's fun.
Yeah, it does happen to some of us. No, she's great. She's great.
Amazing.
All right. So you guys continue your walk, and the cobblestone street widens slightly, leading straight north. The impressive hall, Harmony Hall, comes into view almost immediately. A large multi-level building designed to mimic a collection of architectural styles. Delicate stained glass designs of elvish make, impressive stone columns and metal doors of dwarvish origin, plaster and stucco work reminiscent of Morrigan, and woodworkings from Abrela. It's certainly an impressive building, but the design walks a fine line between intricate and gaudy. Etched in the wall above the large exterior doors are the words Harmony Hall, Museum of Aurelian Antiquities. Next to the museum's doors is a bronze plaque with some sort of engraving on it.
What's the engraving say?
Yeah.
Read the engraving.
You read the engraving. It says, "This commemorative plaque is in honor of the mage Zephyr, who we are honored to recognize for his heroic deeds in the War of Dragons and his commitment to the protection of the realm and its people."
Aww, Zeph.
Hey, is this person still alive?
It's kind of a touchy subject. I don't think that's really my thing to talk about, but
Do you know Zephyr?
not personally. I'm afraid they were gone before I was born, but do you guys? No, you're all too young. You all seem way too young. Okay. But I mean,
Sorry,
like,
that was me metagaming
Wait.
for a minute because I wanted to know information.
Wait, hold up. When he says like you guys seem way too young, I'm gonna kind of just be like,
I mean, he disappeared like 45 years ago. How
Oh,
old are
yeah.
you?
that was a couple years before I was born. Yeah, I'm 43.
You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
He disappeared.
Having a cat helps a lot.
That's the story. Look, I don't really know the details. The people I know that do know don't like to talk about it a lot. So,
Fair.
anyway, this is the place. We should head inside so you can all meet the people you're looking for.
The person we're looking for, you mean? I have a feeling they're all the same person. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be absolutely hilarious. Anyway, he opens the doors. Through the large metal doors, you find yourselves in what seems to be an entry hall. The freshly cleaned shine of the granite floors reflect the colorful mosaic ceilings high above. Directly in front of you is a reception desk of sorts. It's a large desk shaped kind of like a semicircle, behind which is what looks to be an extremely bored half-orc that's probably no more than 17. He looks up and suddenly sits up a little straighter. "Oh, hi, Rin. I mean, Mr. Nari. Sir, what can I help you with?"
What the fuck?
And just
Mr.
past
Nari.
the reception desk, you see 3 large archways, one leading north, one leading east, and one leading west. Hey, Gareth, thanks for the intro there. And I would say that most of you guys recognize that surname, so.
Wait, as in
As in
As in-
Tenari?
Tenari?
of the Mythic Six?
Yeah, that's my aunt. Please, just call me Rin.
I have
So
a
you're-
nephew.
You're
That would explain why you mentioned people recognizing you.
It's a little bit because of that. It's a little bit because of my group. Fortune's favored. We're kind of like local. We're kind of like
You're
the
part of
local
Fortune's
group.
favored.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not here for this. We're here for you guys. Gareth. We're looking for Max, the lore keeper, the omniscient, the tinkerer. Am I missing anybody? Was that everybody that you guys were looking for?
Yeah, I think so.
Are
That's pretty much
they
it.
are they all here, Gareth? And the little half-orc guy's like, yeah, they're in the North Hall. So, perfect. Great. All right, you guys follow me. This is gonna be great. You're gonna love this. This is fantastic.
Oh, they're all part of Fortune's favor.
Joe
so-
and I came to that conclusion at the same
I'm
time.
gonna
It's
As
like your
we-
siblings do
as-
something.
as we walk past Gareth, can I just be like, is he just always like this?
You mean Ren?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, you know, he kind of like helped me get this job. So like, you know.
Okay, she'll nod like, sure, cool, and keep going.
As we walk past him, and be like, "You're doing good, son."
He kind of like blushes a little bit and he's like, "Thank you, sir."
All right, Dad. Come on, Dad.
Walking through the northern archway, you find yourselves in the North Hall. This room is possibly one of the largest rooms you've ever seen. It must be several stories high, and it's pretty long. Around the sides of the hall are various exhibits, suits of armor, portraits, statues, etc. But what mostly grabs your attention is the fact that there are a series of absurdly large and long curtains that have been strung up, blocking off the center of the room, turning the entire hall into more of a long rectangular donut with whatever exhibit that should be or would be in the center being completely blocked off. Partially sticking out of the portion of curtains nearest to you is what seems to be the lower half of a person that appears to be caught up in whatever they are doing behind the curtain. Oh, hey.
Excuse me.
Yo, hello. I got some people here to see you. And this figure sort of jumps at the sudden sound of others being in the room and quickly emerges to dust himself off and greet you. You find yourself face to face with a white-haired, half-elven man that seems a bit up in his years. He is dressed in various forms of khaki and corduroy and quickly smooths down his mustache and adjusts his monocle before extending a hand out to you. Hello, my name is Mortimer Maxwell Cotton. How can I be of service?
I knew it was gonna be fucking Mortimer.
I'm gonna fucking die. Of course it's Mortimer, though. Of course it is.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Who
So
are in here?
Are you the Lord Keeper and the Omniscient and the Tinkerer?
Lawkeeper, the Omniscient, the Tinkerer, Max, Lord Cotton, the Silver Elf. I have many names. You know, I thought it would sort of be a good idea to just sort of dip my toes in all these different circles, and then I thought, well, nobody ever has a chance to come up with their own alias, and so I just thought I'd sort of do all of them, and that sounded really fun, but now it seems a bit convoluted now that I think about it.
Oh, I love this.
Would we know about Mortimer and the War of Dragons at all?
Give me a history check.
I'm gonna check it.
Can I roll with disadvantage?
Yes, absolutely.
Very specifically asked for disadvantage, okay? Okay, well that's
Oh,
not
shit.
great.
Rolled an 8.
17.
I rolled an 8 too, but
Anybody? What else?
13.
7.
Funny enough, Joe's character, Revan.
4-year-old.
Yeah, 4-year-old Revan. Yeah, you've definitely heard of Mortimer Maxwell Carton. He is a famous artificer. He's known very well for his efforts during the War of Dragons. He was a very strong ally and close friend of the Mythic Six. He did some pretty impressive work with airships right at the end of the war. He's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so I explain all of this to everybody who obviously knows way more about Mortimer than me.
Is this mansplaining?
So you all seem to be looking for me for different reasons. How can I help you?
You're right. You should probably do this one at a time or something. This is awkward.
This actually, before we go into all of this, why don't we take a little break?
Great.
Because I feel like we're about to hit a huge exposition dump. So
Lord up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lord up.
Ah!
Wow, I can't believe it's Mortimer!
My nephew works with Mortimer. That's so
I
exciting.
know. We finally met
When he
Red.
said Mr. Nari, I think all of us were like,
We were like,
I knew you would.
Amazing.
You can't just drop bombs like that, Amanda.
She dropped 2.
Oh, man. Two.
I had a feeling it was gonna be Mortimer though.
You called it like 2 or
I think you did, yeah.
you called it a few
It
sessions
was
ago.
like two.
In that, like, it was several sessions ago, and you said, one, I wonder if they're all gonna be the same person, and then you made a joke like, what if they're
Yeah.
all Mortimer? And you have no idea how much I fucking lost my shit when you guessed that. I was like, abort, they know.
Dude's really smart. He's a taker, you know.
Yeah.
Also, sorry it took me a bit to get into character. My brain's completely broken right now.
No, you're fine.
No, I feel that. Yeah.
All right, let's take a little break. We'll come
Okay,
back
great.
in a,
Awesome.
in a little bit. Awesome. Okay, so, Mortimer sort of, looks at you guys. Yes, so, what exactly do you need my help with?
Someone go first. Please.
Any takers, you know, just don't all jump up at once.
I mean, I'll go first, but I'd like to talk to you privately if that's all right.
Oh, little bit of a hush-hush secret?
Just a little bit.
Do you want this to be pulled into a whisper, or...
No,
Okay.
I just want, in the campaign, us to be speaking privately.
Sure. He pulls you behind a different exhibit or something. Okay, so what do you need help with?
So much. She's gonna say, so I'm looking for a person. This person's name is Allie, and I'm pretty sure he or she is somehow involved with, or was involved with Bloody Jack.
Ooh, pirate tales. Interesting. Now, a single first name isn't a ton of information to go off of. I'm sure you understand that, right?
I do, but it's also all that I've got for you.
What do you mean, all that you've got? It's a bit cryptic.
I will roll up the sleeve of my shirt and show him.
Oh. Oh, very intriguing. Where did you do this yourself, or did somebody...
I wish I knew.
Ooh. Do we, have a bit of, memory issues?
Perhaps.
Interesting, very interesting. You know, many different things can cause memory loss, but, getting it back can be a bit difficult. Um.
I have had a couple dreams.
Oh, interesting.
In one of
interesting.
them, there's someone pointing a gun at me, and they tell me that Allie's dead.
That sounds highly violent and depressing.
Perhaps a little bit.
Well,
But I
get the
don't really remember it.
sense-
Or have a lot of context, so...
I get the sense that whoever this alley is important. Is there a particular way that that is spelled, like an Ley or an IE or a
A-L-I.
ALI? Nice, short, just 3 letters. Why use other ones? Okay, of course, great. I will look into that. I can't really promise that we're gonna find much, though. Now, have you thought about perhaps, I don't know, some individuals with, greater restorative abilities could perhaps, I know some people that recovered lost memories through that, process. Maybe you could look into that.
That might be worth looking into.
Of course,
Right.
that does depend on the manner in which you would have lost your memories. If they were taken from you or changed, then that would work. But if they weren't, then I don't know if that's really a guarantee. You know, this provides further study, I do believe.
Perhaps. I also have one more question for you, if you don't mind. Do
What
you
is
know-
that?
Do you know anything about a Jacqueline?
Jacqueline.
In relation to Bloody Jack.
I can certainly look into it. I'm a bit rusty on my pirate lore, but I could try to do a bit of study, though I must admit people don't always write down the stories about pirates and stuff. It's just sort of spoken in taverns as just sort of like a word of mouth sort of story type oratory oral experience. Don't say oral experience, that sounds wrong. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I get that, but if you can find anything, I think I'd appreciate it.
Of course, I will hit the books, though it might take a little while. I'm kind of, well, you may have heard, but the museum is in a bit of a tight spot right now, so I'll get to it as soon as I'm able, but kind of got to figure out how to raise some funds first, so that this whole thing doesn't go away.
Why exactly? Why is the museum going under? Why can't it raise any money anymore?
Well, so you see, I'm very good at acquiring historical artifacts and general knowledge. I'm not, it's taken me a lot to learn how to say this. I'm not exactly the best businessman. Apparently, some places will charge money to enter this building, and I haven't exactly been doing that. And, apparently that's, contributed to the lack of funds for this, establishment. Kinda got a bit distracted. There's just so many things to learn about and study and acquire. We're working on it, though. I do think Ren and his friends, possibly have an idea, so we'll see.
Sounds good. I wish you the best. Maybe if we can help, we will.
Yes, of course, that would be great. All right, let's return to the group and see who else needs my help. So, they return, and Mortimer seems eager to answer the next series of questions.
Yeah, well, I'm a little less secretive, I guess. I've got this box, and it's got these runes all over it. And I've been trying to figure out what it does. And now hearing that you're an artificer yourself, I'm curious if you could take a look at it.
Oh, of course. I love mysterious artifacts. Are you an artificer as well?
I am.
Fantastic. Are you self-taught, or do you have a mentor or an establishment from which you learn?
I'm a member of a guild, the High Guard. We aren't from
High
around here, but
No,
I don't know if
I've
you've heard of us.
I'm not
We're
sure
pretty
if
new.
I have. I must say, you are a very impressive specimen. I don't see many Warforged. From where do you hail?
I actually hail from Axrath.
Oh, are you from the I must. Sorry. Apologies if this is like too personal a question, but how old are you?
I'll tell you if it's too personal. 4 years old.
Are you quite sure that you're 4 years old?
I mean, I think so.
4 years old. Interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard, I've never heard of a, I mean, I'm more than open to talking about your mysterious artifact, or even hearing about your guild, but I'm honestly, very interested to learn about your creation. It was my understanding that the last Warforged was created roughly 150 years ago. So, you being 4 years old seems like quite an incredible feat.
Well, I don't know about the entire history of Warforged. And, my creator, Kreia, she wouldn't go much into my creation.
Interesting. Very interesting. Your creator is either a complete genius, or somebody somewhere is spreading an untruth. Interesting. Well, are you willing to part with the artifact while I study it, or would you like to hold on to it? I can't exactly look at it right this second. Trying to figure out this whole financial fiasco, but I
Hey,
could try to.
we'll be in town for a couple days here, so.
Perfect. Great. Well, I will definitely look at it. And I do think we should talk maybe further about, I think I'd like to hear a little bit about your creator, possibly, or, actually, you know what? I'll do a little bit of research on my own. We can discuss other things further at another time. Great. Who else?
Me.
You?
Me.
What can I help you with?
I need help looking for some people. My family,
Oh,
to be
your
precise.
family.
But
Well,
I
what-
have no information. I don't know anything about them. I don't know. I barely remember them.
Interesting. What is your name?
Orlana Horn.
Lana. Okay. Do you know where you come from?
Nope.
Great. Well. Wait, and you're a Genasi, right?
Yeah.
You know, something about your tale sounds just a little bit familiar.
Really?
Yes. Why does that sound familiar to me? Rin. Rin, does that sound familiar to you? Genasi. Missing family. Doesn't remember a lot. You kind of sound like, my friend. She kind of has the same sort of thing going on. Kai Callan. She's not a water genasi, she's a fire genasi, but she's in my group. She has a very similar kind of story. Maybe you two should talk sometime. It seems interesting.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I will try to see if I can find any information on you. With so little to go on, though, that might be, I'll do what I can, but I can't promise anything. I hope you understand that.
That's okay. Anything will help, because I have no idea.
Of course. Anybody else?
I guess I'll go. I'm trying to find information about a ship that disappeared about 7 years ago. The Assurance.
Oh, the Assurance. That does ring a bell. Yes, I think the Assurance. It was owned by. It was owned by Lord Theodore Adrillis.
Hold up. Let me write this down.
Yes. I will put his name in chat for you.
If Evernote will fucking load. There we go.
Yes, Lord Adrillis, he's a lord with, he's an affinity for ships, but, I'm afraid the chap's a bit unlucky, because, he's, unfortunately, it seems, to be plagued with losing one every so often, but if anybody knows more about what happened to that ship, it's probably him. I think he's actually in town. Not entirely sure where he is staying. Probably Lofty Sails, if not his own, not some other private venue. But he might know more about what happened to that ship. If I recall, it seems pretty similar to what's just happened to the Oleander.
Yeah, and to the ship that we were on. The Actian.
The Actian? Wait, you were on the Actian?
Yeah, that's actually why we are together. We got picked up by
I was not aware
Goliath
there were any
happened to-
survivors of the Actian.
Well,
it's been a
Ta-da!
been a bit of a journey.
We don't know of any other survivors, to be fair.
Goodness me. Well, that's very intriguing. But yes, Lord Adrillis, if he's not at Lofty Sails, perhaps I can track him down. He kind of, type.
Sorry.
He's supposed to be coming by here in a couple days. he's offered me a financial solution, but I'm a little hesitant to take him up on it.
Yeah, it seems like his other ventures have been kind of.
I mean, he's very wealthy,
shaky.
but I think he kind of wants to take part ownership, and I'm just not sure if I feel comfortable with that. I'm sure he means well, but you know, he's a businessman, and I don't want it to just be. I don't want this place to become a business. I want it to ultimately be for the people and furthering their knowledge and appreciation for Aurelia.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask around and see if I can find where
Yes.
where Lord Adrillis is staying, and all else fails, we can just come back here in a couple days.
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Who else needs my assistance?
Hoots, did you want me to interpret for you? No, yeah.
My owl folk friend here. You need assistance.
Who?
Ah, an owl folk. I do love your language. How can I help you, my little friend?
Who?
Oh, you're looking for a remedy for your master. What are his
Who?
symptoms?
Hoot.
A deep, deep coma, eh?
Hoot.
Interesting. You know, the description of that sickness, does ring a bell. It sounds very similar to a sleeping sickness that I've heard about in eastern Icefall. Some studies had promising results after being administered a medicinal herb of some kind. I can look into it. Once the museum is taken care of, I could, I'll try to find my notes on that case, and, maybe you could come back in a little while, and we could discuss where perhaps you could find a similar treatment.
Hoots bows very deeply and thanks.
Of course, of course. All right, there is at least 2 of you left, I believe.
I just want to mind link with Hoots right quick and be like, I just thought of this, and pardon my bluntness, but is Hoots your real name, or is I wasn't sure if that was your real name or if that was something that I guess was, shall we say, lost in translation.
Yes, Chi. My name has always been Hoots.
Why is that funny? Why is the tone of voice funny? Yes. Okay, no,
Thank you for trying to assist, by the way.
Oh no,
My goodness.
absolutely. Great.
Has your name always been Chi?
Oh gosh, can you laugh in telepathy? Can you?
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Okay, cool. She definitely would chuckle and just be like, "Yes, that has always been my name." I don't have a secret alias or anything.
Goodness.
That's funny.
For the rest of y'all, Hoots and Chi have just been staring at each other, not speaking for like a couple minutes.
They're probably like, "Are they gonna fucking kiss right now?"
Ren's just looking between you two, and he's like, "Kalishtar."
She nods.
Yeah, I recognize the look.
You understand. Well, I was actually curious, Mortimer, about, I'm a cleric of Salune, and I've just been very interested in wanting to know what areas of Kadath were the most in need, and maybe where the most like prominent followings of Selune were, any temples, things like that. Just to kind of get my feet wet,
Of course.
I guess.
Yes, Saloon is a goddess that has gained many followers over the past couple of decades. She does have a small temple here in town, but I believe her largest church and following can be found, in the city of Braylock.
Braylock. Okay, I see it. Okay.
Meep.
It is an untouched name on this map, believe it or not. Oh, no. Not for long. I just thought of something. All right, cool. Mitch and I are the same place. Okay, so she's gonna be like, that's great. Well, I guess I should visit that temple then to while we're here.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, any particular areas of Kadath that you know of that might be extensively troubled? Or, I mean, we've kind of seen a little bit on our way here, but I wasn't sure if there were anything worse off or.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. Extensively troubled. Not sure. I can look into it.
Okay. No worries. That's
Afraid I've been
I
a
already
bit
have.
shut in the past few days, but kind of working on a big new exhibit. So, and financial ruin potentially as well, but it might not be quite as hip with the new stories on the seas. If you I'm not sure where this is going. Apologies.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I think I need
You've
a nap.
given me so much already. I appreciate that.
Of course. And what can I help you with? And he looks at you, Theron.
Any chance I could talk to just you?
Sure.
We don't have
like-
to whisper. I just don't.
Pull Mortimer aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He pulls you aside. All right, what are we talking about in secret?
Okay. So, I'm hoping you can help me with this. I'm not really sure who else to ask. So about a year ago, she'll hold out her hands and she'll make some black like sparkles appear. She'll say, about a year ago, this showed up.
Intriguing.
I have no idea where it comes from.
Huh.
And
Well,
around the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing things.
Seeing things.
Which is, I didn't particularly want to tell the group I'm with that I'm seeing things, so, but, shadowy figures, usually in mirrors.
Interesting.
Have you ever heard of anything like this before?
Hang on. Well, now I gotta pull up his character sheet. Hang on.
While you're looking it up, she'll just be like, I'm not sure if it's this magic or if I'm going a bit crazy or I don't know.
I forgot what his history mod was.
Is it like stupid high?
Yeah.
Good.
I just got a 30.
Damn.
And I did not roll very well. Well, first of all, many things can lead to the development of magical powers. A gift from the gods, one's communion with nature, exposure to a magical force, or a dormant bloodline ability. Do you have any of those things perhaps check off the... Any of those things sound line?
I don't. There's part of my parentage I don't know. I guess
Okay, so that could be
that could be
possible.
maybe.
Have you been exposed to any magical forces?
Would I know if I had? I don't remember being exposed to anything
You probably
unusual.
wouldn't know.
Then I don't know.
Now, when it comes to shadowy figures in mirrors, that's very odd and very unique. I
Good.
have only heard of one instance in which there was a shadowy figure spotted in a mirror. It happened in the town of Bexhill. Bit of an odd experience.
She gets a little bit paler and she says, "My mother is from Bexhill." Or she was.
Now, there was a very odd incident that occurred in the town of Bexhill. Would your mother perhaps have been involved in such a thing?
You're talking about with the circus?
Yes.
Yes, she was involved.
Well, if the accounts that I heard from my colleagues are to be believed, there was one incident in which a figure was spotted in a mirror. They were unsure what to do about it. They broke the mirror, and they did not see the figure again.
Who? Do you know who it was?
Who was in the mirror?
Well,
Or
that would
who
be helpful.
broke it?
But who? Yeah.
Well,
Or who saw it?
I believe my friend Ash spotted this figure in a mirror. I think it was them. But I don't know what happened to it. They broke the mirror and dealt with that whole situation. I assumed it was gone, but that's the only place and incident in which there was a mirror with a figure in it. Perhaps it... I don't know, perhaps it found you through your mother somehow.
That's disconcerting. It didn't show up until about 10 years after she was gone. I don't remember her mentioning it.
Bizarre. Perhaps the shattering of the mirror it was in weakened it, and it spent the last several years gaining strength. That's actually quite troubling to think about, now that I ponder that idea.
Yeah, the last time I saw it, it copied my motions.
Ooh. You know what? I think I'm going to really delve into this little tidbit here.
Okay.
Because that's very... You know, I have some people I could reach out to, perhaps that could remind me or refresh me of the details of that town. So I'll look into that. Hopefully find out some more information. Is there anything else that you have that I could help you with?
I think that's it for now. If one of the people you're reaching out to is Ash, would you tell him thanks for me? Because I wouldn't be here without them.
Oh, interesting. Oh. I'm not quite sure what that means, but sure, why not?
He saved my mother from the circus.
Oh, yes, of course. I will be sure to thank him.
Appreciate it. Alright, we can go back to the group.
Of course.
That's so fun! Oh my god!
Well, I think I've dealt with all the individual issues. Is there anything I can help you with at all? Any other additional things that seem to perplex you that perhaps I could, aid or assist
I'm gonna look around
with?
and kind of get a gauge of if we're gonna talk about our coins from the group.
Cheese mind linking with you and being like, I think so.
I'm gonna pull out my coin and I'm gonna say, yeah, we got these really weird cursed coins and we're scared to death.
I'm sorry, did you say cursed coins? That sounds absolutely fascinating.
I'm gonna flick it to him. Does he catch it?
Oh, wow. Does he catch it? Let's find out.
And before
Come
Dex
on.
dump stat.
That
before what?
is
Dex dump stat.
a 12. I'd say it's clumsily caught. Like,
Yeah.
like, tries to catch it, almost drops it, tries to catch it, almost drops it, like, fumbles for it a little bit, but eventually... Ah, yes! Got it! On the first try!
That's in character.
Yeah, we all kind of had this really weird, like, hallucination, but it wasn't really a hallucination thing after our shipwrecked. And we ended up on this island and we fought these creepy things covered in barnacles. And then we all woke up in the sea and found we had these coins on us.
Well, that's... And they're
Concerning?
cursed. How do you know that they're cursed?
Well,
I
if
checked
we're-
them.
Yeah.
Well, that answers that question. How much do you know about, the, workings of, and it's the coins, or themselves, that contain all the things?
We think? I don't know. We get super violently sick if we're away from the sea too long.
Oh.
That we did figure
You know,
out.
that's kind of funny, because normally it's the other way around, where people get violently sick when they're on the sea. It's kind of ironic. Is that funny? I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It is
I'd never thought about it, honestly.
Interesting. So, how did you gain these? Where'd you get these coins? Cursed coins?
So after that whole ordeal in the cave with all the creepy shit, there was a dude with us.
Oh.
He read some creepy text.
Yeah, and his eyes like bled black shit, and like, yeah.
That's
And then we
And then
passed
we
out.
woke up,
terrifying.
And then we woke up in the ocean.
and we had the coins.
Yeah.
And the
And
dude
he was dead.
He was dead, and with no eyes.
That's very troubling. Okay,
Just a little
so
bit,
we've
yeah.
got cursed coins. You've checked them, so you know that they're cursed. Have they changed in any way, or have they stayed the same?
They've
When
got
we're
more
away,
cursed.
yeah, when
They've
we're
got
away
more
from the sea, it seems to grow stronger.
Interesting. Okay, well, first of all, I've never heard of such a curse. But if there's a possibility that this is developing over time or with location, then maybe perhaps it hasn't fully taken root. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look for a silver lining here. But this is all conjecture anyway. I would probably need more information or something more concrete, or
I'm gonna lean over to the group and say, "Do we tell them?"
We can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper, "Do we tell them about all the dead people?"
I was actually about to tell him about if you guys experience the same thing, the weird consciousness when we passed out, like feeling thoughts from something else.
Yeah. I think both are good.
Look, if we're gonna tell anybody, I feel like it would be him.
Yeah,
He probably know.
I agree.
Yeah.
He is kind of a hero. He's pretty cool.
Well, I was just thinking he's really fucking smart.
Oh, also that.
So you tell him all those things.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know, I have a little. Do you mind if I take a closer look at this coin? You can all come with me. I have a special series of lenses that I think perhaps could shed a little bit more light on some things.
We'll
Yeah,
probably
I
need to
think
come with.
I would have to come with you because the coin will end up with me if I leave it with you.
Oh, it
That's
just
true.
sort of. Well,
Yeah.
think of it this way: you'll never lose it.
I don't know if
Yay.
that's a good
Yeah.
We've
Well,
tried to lose it.
But this is a fascinating item here. I mean,
It's cursed.
just think of all you could learn from it, though.
It's cursed.
That's true. That's fair. Look, I'm just saying I'm way more intrigued than scared, but that's a problem with me, not necessarily, it's fine. Okay. Over here, and he sort of leads you over and into sort of like a kind of a separate room. It seems more of a study, kind of tucked in the back. And there is a big sort of workbench table with kind of this bizarre kind of contraption. It's like a series of different lenses that start big and get smaller and smaller and smaller. They're all on each individual little like arms, and he grabs your coin, sets it on the table, turns on a little light to give him a better view of this thing, sort of pushes off a bunch of other random crap on the table, and kind of flips over each lens and looks through them, and each lens gets like progressively smaller. Alright, so these different lenses sort of do what the identify spell does, but kind of a little bit more focused, and each one is sort of targeted at a different school of magic, if you will. And I can sort of single them out using this handy dandy table. So let's just take a little peek at this and see if we can gauge any more information. So he has his he takes a look at one of these coins and examines it. Very interesting, and he's adjusting the lenses as he's doing this. Okay, so this seems to be imbued with a complex weave of multiple magics, which I'm sure is not news to you. But singling them out, the schools that I see at work here are the School of Conjuration, Necromancy, and seems to be some minor influences of transmutation and illusion. Do you have an 8th member of your party, perhaps?
Just my cat.
Well,
Interesting.
I mean, technically there was an 8th person when the scroll
yes,
was
right.
read and all this
The
happened,
eyes.
right?
And he's...
Yeah.
I only ask that because, if it weren't for the, illusion lens, I almost wouldn't have caught it. There's, like, faint tethers that come off of this coin. And one of them is almost invisible. It's like an 8th one that sort of disappears into nothing. all the other strands seem to be connected to all of you.
Where is it pointing? Like, can you tell spatially?
No, it
Just-
disappears. It's weird. It's like a phantom thread.
Does it go towards the water?
It's honestly very hard to tell. It seems like it's designed to be obscured. And whatever magic is tied to this coin is... It's nothing like what I have ever seen, and I've studied a lot of things. It seems... not... It doesn't match up with anything I've studied. It's like it's not Aurelian.
I knew that was coming. Damn it.
I mean, that would kind of line up with the I guess otherworldly presence that we felt when we passed out.
True.
Have we told him about the text that accompanied this? Okay. Well, I'll mention the text that accompanied it because we've been trying to interpret that, and a lot of things make sense, but some things are still unclear.
I guess my question would be, if there is an eighth individual or entity tied to this coin, in addition to the 7 of you, is it the individual that you were with when you found them? Or is it whoever wrote this text?
I'm worried about it being the latter.
And then, you know, well, I don't know. I mean, whoever this conduit is seems troublesome.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, man. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
No, don't
funny.
regret the year.
I'm not saying I regret
Or
it. I'm just
funny.
saying it would have been on the nose.
Just very, interesting.
Well, you say you say not Aurelian, but I guess my question is then what other world
I don't...
would it be?
Literally, it looks like nothing I've ever studied. And I've studied things given or passed down by almost every god and unknown pantheon. So, I think that's what troubles me a little bit. This seems very different. It's bizarre. I really should reach out to some colleagues, see if I can find more information. Or do you want me to keep this? Do you not want me to talk to other people? Oh, gosh, but actually, now that I think about it, the only person that could help me, I can't. Well, I'll do a bit of studying.
Who might that be? We could try and find them.
No, I don't think that's gonna work out, unfortunately.
It's a bird.
An old colleague, he's not really able to help right now. I will try to look into this as much as I can. But I wonder if I could devote more time to this if you could perhaps help me out just a little bit. Well, help Harmony Hall out a little bit. Perhaps you could hang around with Ren and see what his ideas are. But I believe Fortune's Favored is hoping to arrange a bit of a fundraiser for Harmony Hall, and could probably use some help stirring up some interest. Right, Ren? Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have your help. Now that we've got 2 adventuring parties in town, I feel like there's endless ideas of fun we could string up, so.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'd be glad to help.
You've already helped us.
Interesting. Okay, we should leave him to ponder all of this information that you have thrown at him. Maybe we can talk about I don't know, some ideas for raising some money for the museum here. Where would be a good place to chat about such things? We can either pick a different corner of this museum, or we could head back to the Drunken City. Well, that's kind of loud, but we could, I don't know. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Well, we need to find somewhere to stay anyway, so we could go somewhere.
You've got a couple options. As far as places to stay, there is the Siren Slumber, the Drunken Sailor, and Lofty Sails. I would offer my place, but it's completely full, so, and my wife would kill me, so.
Well, the Lofty Sail seemed kind of like a high-priced place, right? We passed
Very
it.
high-priced. Nice. The spa, great. But yeah, kind of expensive.
Maybe, what was the one that wasn't the Drunken Sailor or
The Siren Slumber.
Slumber?
Actually, they right now they're offering a half off family meals,
That was the.
and
Oh, yeah.
their food's pretty great, honestly.
Well, we're a family, right?
I mean, at least a couple of you guys can at least pretend to be my children.
Yeah.
Found family's a thing, right?
Wait, actually, I mean, yes. Darren, you and I could pretend to be parents, and then these could be our children, some adopted, some, well, created, some, yeah.
Look, as much as I love this idea, I don't think I've ever found anybody to actually really worry that much about this whole thing. So I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't think they're gonna oh, well, according to the fine print, you are not a real family and therefore must pay full price, I think it'll be fine.
Okay, well, if you say so.
Well, let's head there then.
Sure. Thanks, Morty. We'll catch you later. And he's like, yes, of course.
I'm all right. And the Silver Elf, keep that name. That one's good.
I thought so. That one was my favorite.
I'm gonna leave my coin with him to see how long it takes before it ends up back in my pocket.
A minute later, shows up in your pocket.
Damn.
Okay.
As you're walking out and the minute passes, you hear, "Oh, drat, it just disappeared. Where did that go?" All right, so you head over to the Siren's Slumber. At the southern end of the town square and closest to the docks is a mid-sized tavern that looks cozy and inviting. The building is wide, only made up of 2 floors. It has a long porch that wraps around the entire building, and the exterior is almost completely lined with large window-paned doors and hurricane shutters. Today, all the doors are flung open, revealing the light blue cotton curtains inside that just catch the sea breeze. A painted sign next to the front set of double doors reads, "The Sirens Slumber," in navy letters outlined in white. Inside, someone plays a slow sea shanty on a slightly out-of-tune piano, but the tune is almost lost in the hum of idle chit-chat from the patrons scattered about the tavern. Pick a table, any table, and I'll see if I can get some menus.
Sounds good.
Let's find a table that's big enough for all of us.
Ooh. Yep. You find a big corner table, and Rin brings over some menus. And the big family meal. You spot it's normally costs 8 silver, but because it's half off, it's only 4.
Pog.
Let's see.
There's also some wine and ale as well.
Ale, for sure.
Ale. Would you like a mug for 4 copper?
Yeah.
Go for it. All right. Get some food, some drinks, and let's talk business. That sounds really boring. Let's talk about like some fun way to raise money. All right. What are your skills?
I mean, I can always sing. I can put on a music show.
One of my friends, she would probably love to sing some songs with you, actually. I'll have
Hell
to
yeah.
introduce you.
I'm good at stealing, but I think that's not what we want to go for right now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out.
I could deceive people into spending money somehow. I don't know. What if we just put on like a big arm wrestling match and it was like a betting pool and we got some sort of proceeds from that?
Actually, that could be a good idea. What if, my dad told me that this one event where he saw like some of the most money ever get raked in was like this big tournament thing. What if we like stage a big fight between the Yo-Ho-Hos and Fortune's Favored?
That could be fun.
Could be interesting. You could meet my friends. I'm sure people would pay to see that. And maybe we could have like a pre-show with some singing, and then maybe after the fight, people could like, I don't know, maybe we could have like an arm wrestling tournament afterward. I don't know. They could like try to arm wrestle like some of us, get their own taste of like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
No, I think all of that sounds great.
It does sound good.
Sounds good to me.
Trying to think if there's any other ideas. We should probably go. Should probably introduce this idea to my group. Because I feel like if anybody's gonna have opinions, it's gonna be Noel.
Sounds like there's a story there.
Love of my life, my wife, but still, she's pretty opinionated. Why don't we go after we finish our meal? Why don't we go head over there? She should be at the shop, and we'll just sort of present the idea. Yeah?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
Great. Y'all finish your meals, and he sort of leads you back through the town square. And you pass a couple of different shops along the way. You spot a store, seemingly a magic store, that bears the name Hobnobs and Broomsticks. You spot a blacksmith shop with a sign that says George and Forge. And then you move to sort of the corner. So situated on the corner of the square is a tall, skinny shop with a round turret that juts out from the second floor and extends upward. The building is covered in siding painted a deep midnight blue with intricate molding details and corbels that have been painted teal and gold. A wrought iron sign shaped like a cauldron hangs above the door, bearing the shop name Lox's Elixirs. A smaller sign carved on a wooden plaque is nailed to the wall next to the front door. It reads, "This location does not yet offer custom brews and made-to-order potions. For personalized orders, please contact our sister locations in Romrath, Axrath, and Pelamari. We appreciate your understanding. Have a bubbly day."
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, are our families married?
Wait.
The interior of the shop is quite cramped. The store is essentially just the ground floor corner room. The room is kind of dim and cozy with little more than a display case of potions and the clerk's counter. Behind the counter is a narrow staircase that disappears behind a corner. It is roped off with a sign that reads, "Owner's access only." Just follow me. Well, she should be upstairs. So, he leads you upstairs, and it seems like upstairs is a sort of a series of private apartments. He opens the door at the end of the hall, and you see sort of bent over a table is a woman with very pale skin and very pale sort of silverish hair that's kind of pulled back out of her face. She's wearing a neatly tailored deep navy jacket, and she just sort of calls over her shoulder, "I was wondering when you would get here. I really need help looking at these documents. We can't afford this merger. We're not doing this. We're not opening another location. And I really appreciate your input." And Ren's just sort of like, "Hey, honey, I brought friends." And she turns and sort of looks over all of you guys. "Great. Who are you?"
Does somebody else want to say our group name? I really don't want to.
I'll say it again. We're the ho-ho-hos. I
Yo
mean, we're not the yo-ho-hos, sorry.
We're the ho-ho-hos in December only.
Yes, correct.
Oh my god.
Honey, did you bring home a group of hookers? No. These are adventurers. They're like us.
Fair assumption, honestly.
Okay, and why are they all in our apartment? We're gonna raise money. Who wants to tell her the idea?
I guess I will. One idea is a musical performance. Ren tells me you guys have a very musical friend, and I happen to be quite. I'll whoop out my ukulele. Quite the singer myself. So
Okay. So we're putting on a concert.
And then our groups are gonna fight, and we're gonna raise money on bets.
And then our groups are gonna fight, and we're gonna raise money on bets. Is this a good idea, Ren? Is this the best idea you could come up with? And he's just like, I mean, it sounds like a great idea to me. I don't really know what you're. I don't really know what the. Hey, you guys convince her it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
So it will be all like we're not gonna try to actually kill each other.
That's important. See?
If things go south, Chi and I can help heal people if needed.
See, they've got heels.
We can take care of
That's
that.
good. We have some of that too. That's cool. We're like so similar.
And
The nice thing about
my
this
brain's
idea,
broken. Sorry.
it's 100% profit. We won't have to spend money on anything. Anything we raise can go straight to the museum.
Well, we will have to be really careful not to destroy anything in the process of our fight, because we will probably have to fix some of that if we break something. But other than that, it should be total profit. Yeah.
Do
Is
y'all have
anybody
like,
mending?
do y'all have like a space where we could do
Anybody
this?
have mending?
You guys watch Noel like switch into business mode. Okay. Let's think about this practically. Won't cost anything to put on. There is a venue in town. We could use the arena. And if I offer them a discount on potions, they will let us rent the space for free. Okay. It's not the worst idea. Okay.
I'll take that.
I feel like that's a high compliment from you.
It's very high.
It's literally just Locks 2.0.
Now, I've never heard of you guys. Are you new?
Yeah, we just got into town today.
Yeah, pretty new.
Interesting. Okay. And you're good in a fight.
So
I mean,
far,
we've survived
have been-
everything we've been through together, so
And how many things
I mean,
has
Revan's
that
kind of-
been?
it's been a few actually. It's been a
4?
Has it only been 4?
We fought. Well, we fought giant spiders. We fought shadows. We fought
whatever the hell that thing was in the
Undead,
lighthouse.
Cave.
their caps.
Oh, yeah, we fought undead things.
She shakes her head. She
Skeletons.
goes.
We
"Undead,
solved
I
the
can
whole issue
handle.
at Glad
I
Isle
just-
with the undead and the dead people.
I just hate spiders. Glad Isle? You were just at Glad Isle? Who goes to Glad Isle?
People on the way
we
to
kinda
Edgewater.
had
You're
to.
trying to get to Edgewater, and you gotta stop there. You gotta stop there.
Were the spiders in Glad Isle?
No. Well, wait.
They were
No,
in
yeah,
Glad
I
there's a
think
cave
a
out in the
few.
woods.
I was gonna say, yeah, there are a few.
I
But
hate
Glad Isle
spiders.
should be.
Didn't we fight? We
Should be
fought a couple
improving, though.
ogres, too, some owlbears.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Wolves.
fought some things. And
Hags.
I mean
We
this.
fought witches.
We fought
Okay.
hags.
Yeah, we did.
Hags.
All right, I
Fought
was
hags.
about to say this seems like small stuff, but
That was
The
actually what was
hackers.
causing the shit in Gladisle. So
Yeah.
Well, you might raise a whole bunch of money if you advertise it as y'all's group trouncing our group. So,
oh,
we
that's
could stage
exactly
it.
how we're going to advertise it. I mean, look, no offense, but I know a thing or two about marketing.
oh yeah, you guys are the
So-
hometown heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. I mean, I also run a business on the side, so anyway. Okay, we can do this. We can work this out. How many days do we need before we stage the fight? When should we do this? In a couple days? In more than that?
I'd say between 4 and 7 days. No longer than a week.
To give some
Okay.
time to build it up.
Okay.
Spread the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if we ever want to get anything from any of the shops, that would give us time to do that too.
Okay. I like this plan. I like this plan. I'm pretty sure I like this plan. Okay. Ugh, man, my afternoon just got way more busy. Okay, I will go over to the arena and talk to the owner and try to strike up some sort of contract. We should probably draw up some paperwork, some sort of formal written document. Do we need to establish some ground rules? Probably, like no, like obviously we don't want like a lethal fight. That would be barbaric.
Who, out of curiosity, who all is in your troop? We're like new.
Well, yeah, you are new. Well, I'm Noel, Ren's wife, a wizard of sorts. Ren, he's kind of more nature side of things. Our musician, who he's kind of mentioned, is Carol. She's our bard. Real interesting girl. Sweet, but interesting. Then, we have one that's a bit stabby with sticky fingers as well. Calloway, you've probably heard of her family. She's from the Dark family. Gender, he's real punchy. When he's punchy too, but in a different way. Doesn't really do standard weaponry. Just sort of keeps a quarterstaff with himself. And then Kai, Callan, Fire Genasi type. She's good with a bow.
What name were we supposed to recognize? Do I recognize it?
You? Make a history check at disadvantage.
11.
You've probably heard of the name Dark, but you don't know from where. I think everybody else, you can all make a history check.
Okay,
Not at
sick.
disadvantage.
History.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, good. Helpful.
Damn it!
Ah!
What is
It
it,
hit 20 and then it
21?
rolls. 12.
21.
21,
12.
12. Okay. 21. Darren, you're very familiar with the last name Dark. The most famous person you know with that last name was the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Morrigan, Casimir Dark. You know that he has two sons, Calcifer and Silas, who are pretty notable people as well. You've not necessarily heard of a Calloway Dark, but you can assume that they're probably related somehow.
Cool. I'll tell the other
This is
party
a
members that.
crazy session.
I know.
This is
What the
amazing.
fuck?
I'm so excited.
I mean, why wouldn't all your allies' kids, like,
End up in the same
No, I
end up in a
know.
group?
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Because we stayed close, we kept in touch.
Okay, well, I've got business to do now. More business than I had to do before. So, it's very nice to meet all of you. I'm suddenly very busy and I need to go do work. So, I guess, Rin, continue to entertain, as you are very good at. And I will... Do you eat already? And he's like, yeah. Sorry. And she's like, no, that's fine. I'll go pick something on my way to the arena, and I will be back later. Okay, well, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. And she she leaves.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And Ren's just kind of like, isn't she great?
Yeah.
She's really smart.
She does seem very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like kind of the leader, sort of, like, you know.
Like
She's
a
the
de
brains
facto
and you're
leader?
the charisma.
Hmm?
She's the brains and you're the charisma.
Well, I don't know if I'd put it that way, but I mean,
That's exactly
I don't know if
how
I
you would
wouldn't put it that way. She's just very organized, and that's a very important skill, to be organized and on top of things. Anyway, all right. Well, you've probably had a long day. You came in off a boat earlier today, so maybe you guys should rest, and maybe we can meet in the morning and talk details. Maybe I can introduce you to everybody else tomorrow. I gotta find them. They're really good at just sort of wandering off. Yeah. Does that sound good? Cool.
Sure.
Well, it's nice to meet all of you. The yo-ho-hos. That's so funny. Yeah. Perfect. Great.
Amanda says with a grimace.
Gritting her teeth.
And we're gonna stop right there, and we will pick up next week.
Woohoo!
Yay!
God
damn.
So many people.
All right, Misfits, and that brings us to the end of tonight's game. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.